You found your way to Whispers of Crimes, a quiet corner where the shadows of the past are gently told. Here, we speak of real crimes and mysteries, not to shock or scare, but to wonder, to reflect, and maybe to help you fall asleep. So close your eyes, let your thoughts slow down, and come with me into tonight's case. Wang Nan was the kind of woman who made life look easy. Smart, independent, and full of laughter, she had built a career in finance and had a wide circle of friends who adored her. She believed in love, not just the dreamy kind from romance novels, but the kind you build over time, brick by brick, promise by promise. So when she met Yu Xiaodong, it felt like destiny. He was older, calm, confident, and carried himself like a man who had life figured out. Friends say he was attentive, generous, and never raised his voice. Wang Nan, always careful in matters of the heart, let herself believe he was the one. They married not long after meeting, and on the surface, everything seemed ideal. They laughed in photos, held hands in public, and talked about starting a family. To the outside world, they looked like a power couple in the making, but there were signs, subtle ones. Friends noticed that Yu was secretive with his phone. Wang sometimes seemed hesitant, even anxious, when talking about money. She stopped talking about their joint plans, their dream apartment, a shared car, and started deflecting. No one suspected anything serious. After all, Wang never complained. And when she told friends about their upcoming trip to Thailand, a long-awaited honeymoon, it seemed like the couple was ready to start a new chapter. She didn't know that chapter would nearly be her last. Please be advised, this episode contains content that may be upsetting to some listeners. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Chapter 1, Thailand, a paradise with a deadly plan. Thailand is a land of golden temples, turquoise beaches, and serenity, the perfect escape for lovers. Wang Nan and her husband landed in Bangkok, then made their way to Iban Ratchathani, a province known for its natural beauty and less touristy charm. From there, they traveled to Pha Tem National Park, famous for its prehistoric rock paintings and dramatic cliffs that overlook the Mekong River. The cliffs, bathed in morning mist, looked like the edge of the world. It was a place people go to feel awe, not fear. Wang was excited. She posted photos online, smiling in front of waterfalls, trying local food, and posing near the cliff's edge, where the land dropped sharply into green jungle below. To her, this was a trip to remember, a new beginning. But to Yu Xiaodong, this was a calculated setup. He had researched the park beforehand, where the cliffs were, how high they dropped, and how often tourists slipped and fell. Thai authorities would later find searches on his phone, like accidental death on vacation and how long to fall from 30 meters. You waited for the right moment. A day when the trail would be quiet, no witnesses, just them and the cliff. And when that moment came, he reached for his wife, not with love, but with murder in his heart. Chapter 2, The Fall, and the woman who would not die. The push came so fast, Wang Nan didn't even scream. 1 second, she was standing near the edge, possibly taking a photo or gazing at the sunrise. The next, she was flying. Then came the crash, then silence. She plummeted over 34 meters, nearly 112 feet, down jagged rock faces and into dense brush. Her body hit the rocks in a brutal impact that should have killed her instantly. Her back broke, her ribs shattered. Her pelvis cracked in multiple places, but somehow Wang Nan survived. She lay there bleeding, broken, unable to move, but alive. She couldn't cry out. Her lungs barely worked. Her mind fought to stay awake, her only thought, why? Rescue teams were called, not by her husband, but by another tourist who had heard something. Yu had tried to play the grieving husband, frantically telling people she slipped while posing for a photo, but his story didn't quite hold. When rescuers reached Wang Nan, they were stunned. It wasn't just that she was alive, it was what she said. My husband ... pushed me. Those words would change everything. Chapter 3. A web of lies unravels at first. Yu Xiaodong was calm. Almost too calm. He told Thai police a carefully rehearsed story. Wang Nan had slipped. She was too close to the edge. He had warned her, but she didn't listen. He was devastated. But investigators were trained to read body language, and something didn't add up. He wasn't asking about her condition. He wasn't rushing to the hospital. And the site where she fell showed no signs of a struggle, no loose dirt, no camera or phone, nothing to indicate she was taking pictures when it happened. Then came the forensic inconsistencies. Wang's injuries suggested a violent push, not a slip. She had forward momentum, like someone shoved her with force. When Wang was finally stable enough to speak fully, she told police everything. They had argued the night before. He was acting strange, quiet, disconnected. Then, on the trail, he had suddenly shoved her without a word. Yu was arrested on the spot. In his hotel room, police found even more damning evidence: Google searches, travel plans, and even notes in a private folder that detailed his financial problems and Wang Nan's life insurance. This wasn't an accident. It was a murder attempt. Chapter 4. Greed, Debt, and a Husband's Cold Calculations. As investigators dug into Yu Xiaodong's background, a terrifying picture emerged. He was deeply in debt, nearly 2 million yuan, or over $270,000 USD. He had borrowed from friends, banks, and even loan sharks. His business ventures had failed. He had lied about his finances from day one. But what he didn't lie about was Wang Nan's money. She had savings. She had family assets. And most crucially, she had a life insurance policy with him listed as the sole beneficiary. A policy that paid out even if she died abroad. Documents showed that Yu had begun planning months in advance. He convinced Wang to transfer funds into a joint account. He carefully chose Thailand, a country with rugged terrain and less oversight. He even practiced lying. In online forums, he asked questions about fatal accidents in foreign countries. This wasn't a crime of passion, it was a strategy. A cold, heartless calculation. He believed he would return to China alone, a grieving widower, now rich. But he underestimated the woman he married. Chapter 5. Survival, Strength, and Justice. Wang Nan's recovery was long and agonizing. She endured multiple surgeries to repair her spine, her pelvis, her internal injuries. For months, she couldn't walk, but she could speak. And she did, clearly and without hesitation. Her testimony in Thai court was unwavering. Her words painted a picture of betrayal so deep it stunned even seasoned prosecutors. Yu Xiaodong pleaded guilty to attempted murder. He was sentenced to life in prison in Thailand, a country with strict laws and harsh conditions for convicted criminals. His fall from grace was absolute. Wang Nan became a national news story, not just in China, but around the world. People followed her recovery. Her interviews inspired women everywhere. She didn't just survive a fall, she rose, stronger than before. She said in one statement, "He thought I would never wake up, that I would never speak. But I am still here, and I will never be silent again." Chapter 6. Lessons from the Edge. Wang Nan's story is horrifying, but it's also a warning. So many women ignore early signs of control, secrecy, and financial manipulation. Wang Nan didn't know she had married a man capable of murder. But she paid attention eventually, and when the moment came, she spoke. She continues to advocate for domestic violence awareness, financial independence, and relationship transparency. Her case triggered online campaigns in China about hidden abuse, emotional, financial, and physical. The cliff may have nearly ended her life, but in a way it became her platform. A woman betrayed became a woman reborn, a survivor who now helps others avoid the same fate. This was the haunting story of Wang Nan, a fall that was meant to silence her, but instead gave her a voice the world couldn't ignore. If this story impacted you, consider sharing it. Awareness saves lives. And as always, subscribe for more real-life stories that reveal the truth behind the headlines. That's all for tonight's story. Another thread in the web of true crime, quietly unraveling as the night goes on. If you're still with me, thanks for listening. And if sleep has already taken you, may your dreams be peaceful and your mind at ease. I'll be here next time by the fire with another story waiting to be told. Good night, and don't forget to lock your doors.